Luxury SUV, a premium car offering spacious interiors and a smooth and comfortable drive. These types of cars are often associated with the high-end premium brands.
But now, there is a new competitor on the market. This is the all-new Mazda CX-60, a large and spacious SUV, which is Mazda's first ever plug-in hybrid, and what a way to enter the plug-in hybrid market, because this car looks and performs like a beast. Sure is quick, my God. But we will get onto that later in the video. Right now, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more car reviews from the Holcroft Motor Group, and also drop down in the comments your first impressions of the Mazda CX-60. So then, the Mazda CX-60 is here in all its glory. Mazda's first ever plug-in hybrid is a very large and luxury SUV, and you can tell they are going for a luxury SUV style by the design of the exterior of this car, because, I mean, just look at it. This car sure dominates the road. It is massive. I mean, it's sure making me look small. I mean, to be fair, a Mazda 2 hybrid would probably make me look small, but my short height aside, this is still a very large car that will surely dominate the road. We take a look at the design, and I love this grille right at the front. Nice black gloss to it. It's very synonymous, big word, with the rest of the Mazda range, this like type of grille effect. You know, your LED headlights here do somewhat seem to be small, although one thing I do like is the fact you have indicators and extra light which go into your grille on either side. So although they seem a bit small and tucked away, I do like that they come into the front grille. Do think it's a nice touch. Overall, and this is a large SUV, so they've had to be careful and not make it too boxy, although the bonnet is absolutely massive. I mean, it's almost the height of me, that is. Look at the size of it. I love how they've managed to make it not look boxy by adding dips into it. You know, it sort of bevels out here. You know, it curves down to the wheel arches. I like that they've got these little grille effects and a nice sort of spacious bit here. So overall then, it's a good looking car. They've had to be careful not to make it too boxy with the sides of this car, but I think they have done a good job, and overall, I like it. Coming to the back then of the Mazda CX-60, and although the design doesn't necessarily blow me away, unlike the interior on the other hand, I mean, wow. But we'll get to that in a short while. Although design doesn't necessarily blow me away, it's still a good looking car. It feels very reminiscent of the Mazda CX-5 in the way it's designed and the shape of it. You know, it sort of curves down. Has a nice little spoiler effect here. You know, you've got 4 exhausts down here, which give it a bit of a sporty look, although, let you into a secret, they're fake. There's 2 exhausts which are underneath, one either side. So, although you might think, oh, you know, they're being a bit crafty, putting 4 exhausts in the back when there's only actually 2, and they're not actually real exhausts. Does it necessarily matter? Does it affect the performance? I don't know. It's still a good looking car either way. One thing that is impressive about the back of this car is the boot space, because what you have here, first of all, is magic. I do think that's a very nice touch. I know they have it on quite a few cars, but again, just gives that luxury feel. What you have here is 570 litres of cargo capacity, which is a very impressive amount of space. You know, you're not going to struggle for space whether you're doing an airport run, whether you're doing your weekly shop, or whether you're going on a road trip. You know, you could quite easily do a family holiday with the amount of space in here. You also have a section under here, which includes your charging cable for when you need to charge up that electric motor. Again, to get it down is automatic. Again, just adds to that luxury feel, and it's just a nice touch, really, isn't it? Coming inside the CX-60, and first off, what I am going to do is whack me heated seat and heated steering wheel on, because I'm absolutely freezing. It's a very cold day. My first impressions of this interior is, wow, you can tell Mazda have gone for that luxury feel. I mean, just the whole overall look, and if you break it down, it just screams luxury. You know, you have full electric seat controls, which, honestly, I didn't think there was this many configurations of a car seat. I mean, I'm all over the place. Look how far back it goes. I mean, if you need to pull over, you're waiting for someone, you can have a good kip here. It's like a bed. I'm still going. I mean, these seat controls are ridiculous. Who's putting the seat like this? Well, I'm going to get crushed. Who's driving like this?
I don't understand.
No, neither do I. I don't. So you can clearly see the seats are fully adjustable in any configuration you want. So whether you need more room, whether you need to be closer, whether you need to be higher up. One thing that is nice and does give it the luxury feel is, say you have your partner who does a quick run in it, and obviously they might be shorter, they might be taller, so they'll adjust the seat. You can save your natural seating position. One thing the car will do, as soon as you open the door, it will remember your favored seating position. So the car will naturally put the seat in its best position suited for you. That, I just think, is an amazing touch that adds to that luxury feel. You have this leather right across. Also, on top of your dashboard, it's got a nice spongy effect. Usually, car manufacturers will whack a bit of plastic right over the top. Even if they put leather, This is a nice spongy feel. You know, the seats are a very nice design. You know, you've got 2 patterns and also this sort of bronze stitching. It's very unique that to have bronze stitch. It's not really a colour used inside the car, but I think it really stands out. Your centre console is just massive. I mean, look at the size of this armrest. Seriously. One thing is disappointing, it's the space in here. Like, it's not that much space. You can probably get about an A5 notepad in there. Your infotainment system is massive. I mean, look at the size of this. Bit disappointing that it's not touchscreen, you know, it would be nice. However, the space from here, it maybe is not safe enough to use, you know, the touchscreen here. So using this, it's a lot easier than using a touchscreen. Your driving display is massive, like your infotainment system, is so clear, got everything on. You also have head-up display, which I know has been around in cars for years, you know, that technology of head-up display. But anytime I get in a car and it has it, it's just a nice surprise, isn't it? Like, you feel like you're in a spaceship. It feels so nice. So overall then, it's spacious, it's so comfy, it gives that luxury feel. I am a massive fan. Coming to the back seats then, and one thing I do like is how uniform the back seats are to the front seats, because they're pretty much exactly the same, the way they're patterned, and also this bronze stitching, which I do just think just pops on that black leather. But there is a lot of space, a lot of headroom, and I love how much light is let in by the sunroof. Ultimately, you know, you do have blacked out windows, so it keeps it cozy, but I love the amount of light that comes in through here. Along with 2 air vents at the back, you also have rear heated seats. How often do you see rear heated seats in a car? That just adds to that luxury feel, and also just makes it a really nice car for long journeys. Like, this is extreme comfort here. You've also got 2 USB-C chargers down here and a normal AC charger, like a normal sort of plug-in charger. You've also got a fold-down table, nice leather wrap with 2 cup holders. So overall then, the back seats, you know, it does the job. It is really, really nice. So the interior of this car feels luxury and looks luxury, but is that still the same when we're out on the road? Let me tell you, driving the CX-60 is pure bliss. I mean, the drive is just so comfortable, it's so smooth. You know, the way that hybrid powertrain works allows for such smooth acceleration. You know, you can feel the luxury when you're driving. You know, have your hand on this massive armrest, using the controls infotainment system. The feel and just look of this interior ultimately gives it such a nice driving experience. And the way this car drives and handles and that comfortable feel just proves the engineering brilliance that Mazda have applied to this vehicle. Because what you have under this enormous bonnet is a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine. And looking at it, it's hard to believe that this engine is for a large SUV. I mean, it looks like the engine of a supercar. Look at it, how stunning does that look? What you also have is a 17.8 kilowatt per hour battery, which is positioned underneath the car. So that gives it a low center of gravity, meaning this car has very smooth acceleration. That electric motor can provide 39 miles of pure electric driving, which can be charged up using a normal AC charger from 0 to 100% in just 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now you might think 2 hours and 20 minutes seems like a very long wait, but when you get home, quick plug in, you know, as soon as you get in from work or during work, you could easily plug it there and it'll be replenished to full charge. That electric charge is also replenished during the drive using the petrol engine. It helps to charge itself back up if it drops to a certain level. Also, surplus electricity is used to power the different components inside the car. So it's obvious that the Sky Active powertrain used in the Mazda CX-60 helps for a very smooth journey. But is it powerful? The Mazda CX-60 sure is quick, my God. With a 0 to 60 time of 5.8 seconds and a top speed of 124 miles an hour. Despite its size, this car sure can shift. I mean, I'm currently in the sport mode and you can tell the difference from this mode to the normal and the EV mode, because honestly, the difference in acceleration, I will say that when you first start to accelerate fast, say you're coming around the corner at 15 miles an hour and then you're shooting off, say you're going onto a dual carriageway, you feel like you're fighting it, like it feels like a beast, like you have to really sort of hold onto the steering wheel. Saying that, it sure is fun, like it can move, whoa! I mean, the engine sound is very impressive for a large SUV. You know, it's not over revving, it's a nice little rumble, like a nice growl that it has to the engine, especially in the sport mode. When you're in sport mode, it just feels quick. Like even if you're just cruising, it does feel quick while still feeling relaxing. You know, it's not harsh acceleration. It's nice, smooth. Do you know what? This is an impressive piece of kit. One thing we like to say about this car is if you're not used to driving a big car, it might take a little bit of getting used to, because I have driven bigger cars before. You know, I'm usually a hatchback type of person, so I have driven bigger SUVs, but this feels quite big. I think it's just the shape of the bonnet just makes it feel quite big, to be honest. But I will say I've been driving this for about 45 minutes now, and I have seemed to get used to it. So you will at first, you might think, you know, if you go on a test drive, you might think, oh, this is not a car for me, it's a bit too big. Trust me and stick with it, because honestly, it is so comfy once you get used to it. Now I'm going to test how easy this car is to park. So we're in quite a busy car park at the minute. We're going to see how easy it is to swing it into a parking bay, like using the reversing cameras, because even though I said I've got used to the size of this car, ultimately this is a big car. So let's give it a try. Whack it in reverse, and let's swing it round. So the 360 parking cameras, I think, are great technology which cars have applied now. Also, the size of the camera next to it just makes it actually really, really easy. Like, I'm impressed with that. I've pretty much got in first try. Go on. It's also got parking sensors as well, even though it's quite clear to see that I'm about to hit this post. So it's quite clear, despite its size, that 360 parking camera and how big the screen is ultimately makes it so easy to park. I mean, so overall then, the Mazda CX-60 just is such a luxury car to be in. You know, it's so smooth, although it is quick, it just feels so high-end. Like the way it handles corners, the way it handles dips in the road, just glides through it. So then the Mazda CX-60, to say this is Mazda's first ever plug-in hybrid is pretty impressive stuff. I mean, Mazda have clearly been doing their homework when producing this car, because this is an impressive piece of kit. A large SUV that is certainly gives it that luxury feel, especially with that interior. I mean, it is stunning, it is comfy, has all the driving accessories that you need, and in terms of performance, despite its size, 0 to 60 time in 5.8 seconds, very quick off the mark, very impressive, all helped with that amazing engineering of that Sky Active powertrain. Overall then, the Mazda CX-60 sure gets my seal of approval.